Hello and welcome to another synth soundset walkthrough with me, The Unfinished. Now, where are we? We are onto Diva Gemini Dark. Now, some of you will have already checked out my Diva Gemini walkthrough video, well done you, where I mentioned that there was also a dark companion to Diva Gemini, and this is it, Diva Gemini Dark. Hello Diva, how are you today? So I've decided to use a darker skin for it. Just, you know, and I've bought, look, a darker t-shirt for this one as well. Well done. God, this works beautifully. The aesthetics are something else. Right, so just to briefly go into what Diva Gemini is about and what this dark Gemini is about. So Gemini is very much about ambient, analog Berlin school type sounds. It's fluffier, more lyrical, melodic, spacey. Diva Gemini Dark, which we're about to walk through now, is basically all the patches that were in the original folder for Diva Gemini that just weren't light enough. They didn't have that lyrical, melodic element. They're all a bit grubby and twisted and dark. So, without further ado, let's jump in and see just how bloomin' dark they are. A bit is the answer. Arps. So there will still be some prettiness in there. You know, that's kind of still got a prettiness in its bell quality, although it's kind of the tuning's a bit sort of, you know. So there you go, all the scientific terminology today. So this has a very sort of creepy evolution going on. Yeah. So yeah, there's quite a lot of atonalities and interesting sort of pitch and tuning elements, as well as the sounds feeling a bit darker. Let's move on to some bass lines. Here we're going to have some chunkier stuff, weirder stuff. Quite dynamic stuff in this case. That's the mod wheel. Tightens and darkens a bit. So yeah, there's some stuff like that. There's some nice driving kind of vibes going on there. Quite feisty. Drier. These sounds, there's a lot less reverb and delay and stuff. We're letting sort of the natural harmonics of analog sound sort of take flight, as it were. There's some really dirty stuff like this. What's the module do here? It doesn't help. That's pretty twisted. So I suppose we go into a little bit sort of John Carpenter territory with this. Yeah. That's what it feels a bit more like to me. That darker, slightly more horror, sort of twisted sci-fi vibe. That's the mod wheel. A nice deep bass line. I'm having that problem with timing the first note again. Only ever happens on walkthrough videos. I've never had it happen in like a track or when just programming or just having a play. Must be something going on. Who are you? Who are the ghosts in the machine? Nice drifty bass line, punchy squares. And then bass section, quite a few more basses in this than the main Gemini sound set, mainly because dark basses are a bit easier to do than sort of nice, light and frothy basses. So kind of the more octavey, plucky stuff is probably in Gemini. Here we get the weird bastards. The black sheep, as it were. You know, if you're into early Human League, you might like some of these basses. Very nice resonant filter on that one. Ah, don't you just love Diva? A little bit of a Boards of Canada vibe there, I guess. Don't know what I'm doing there. More of a scene setting bass, this one. I'll play this one quickly. So I'm hoping you can hear the darkness inherent in this sound set. So yeah, it really spits out some evil. And then one final bass. Not very many drums here. We've got a bit of a kick here, haven't we? Really kind of bleh kind of kick. One of those kicks that it's not having much effect. You know, it's just there to sound bleh. Keys. even if you try to play something nice, it can't handle it. It still makes it sound sinister. That's Gemini Dark. So I think probably if you are an owner and a liker of previous sound sets of mine for Diva, like Praxis and Genotype, this would appeal to you. It goes a bit more deeper into that vibe. Whereas I think both of them had a bit of niceness in it. This doesn't really have much niceness. It's got a nice ripply effect. Hint of something nice in there, but still it can't quite get out without being shrouded in the darkness. One of those synths that just won't behave. Oh God. Again, you see, it tries to break out into something nice, but it just won't happen. What happens if we sync? Still sounds terrible. Well, not terrible, but terrible in a rubbish way. Terrible in a it's coming to get you way. Partially because of the vibrato, I think, more than anything there. I'm not describing my own sounds as terrible. You know what I meant. Everyone loves a Casio VL tone. One last lead, Walking with Ghosts. I'm sure this will be cheery. Nice. A little bit Daft Punk, I guess. And then we've got some loops. For a bit of drama. Right, pads. Not very many pads here. We're not going for lightness. So here we've got some darkness, There's still a little hint of beauty in there somewhere. But pads that don't have a lot of reverb and delay on them to make them sound too pretty. Let's see what the module does here. So very gritty, very grubby. Oh, it wants to be a pretty pad, but it can't be. There's too much atonal drift on it. Sorry, I feel so bad for that pad. It wanted to be nice. And then a final pad. Mod wheel. You know, it's pretty in its own little way, isn't it? Soundscapes, not too many of these, and the way that we've come across here, we're only going to play one of them even. So let's see what we've got here. Harmonic sort of bassy sweep there with a touch of insanity built in. Right, sequences. So we really lean into the inharmonic stuff here and atonality, which I'm quite pleased with in my own little way. Yeah, so some fun, weird stuff here. This is probably one of the most normal ones. Not very normal. Randomly tuned. Always a treat. What is it doing? So there you go. So Diva can do that stuff that you sit in your dark studio all day making with your modular gear. What's the mod wheel do here? Opens the filter. More aggressiveness. Still very random though. Not too inharmonic, actually properly harmonic that one, but still quite grubby. Another one of those little lo-fi sounds. I do love making sequences with Diva. It's almost melodic, isn't it? That sort of melody happening there has got a kind of almost like the tune you get on wedding bells. Is it? I don't know. That's what it reminded me of. Here's something a bit more energetic and a little bit brighter. Actually well tuned. This won't be pitched down, gritty, oh dear. Again, quite a bit of randomization going on. If you're doing dark sci-fi, this is a good sound set for it. It's got the kind of manga film scored by a krautrock band kind of deal going on there. Steady sequence. Ooh. Not too out of tune. Let's play it as an arpeggio. It's almost pretty. Right, so the synth section of Gemini Dark is going to be a bit odd, I suspect. I mean, if it doesn't fit into the leads or the bass or the pad section, where we've already got some pretty fucked up sounds, you got to help us all. Let's see what we've got. Oh, it's not that bad. I mean, it's dark, but it's not terrifying. It's not that weird, actually. I promised so much and I failed to deliver there. I was just vaguely aware that some of them sounded really mad, but we seem to have gone across the slightly nicer ones. This one's a bit more weird. So there you go. There's Gemini Dark. It's grubbier, it's more lo-fi, it's darker. Of course it's darker. It's called Gemini Dark, for heaven's sake. So it really goes into that sort of thing that analog synths do best. They mess around with tonality and pitch and shapes and colours and all that sort of joy. Yes, so Gemini Dark will also be 150 patches. Is be. And is also £19.99 plus VAT. You will be able to get a bundle where you can get both Gemini and Gemini Dark together for a discount. So get them together, they're £29.99 plus VAT. So that's a good saving. That's 25% off right there. And that's before we even get into the newsletter, 25% off discount that you can get if you subscribe to my newsletter. What's subscribe? I don't want to know what that is. So that's worth thinking about, isn't it? So if you want it, you can get 300 brand new patches for Diva. Ooh, lovely. So I mentioned at the end of the previous video, if you've come straight into Gemini Dark first for some reason, because, you're one of those people that pushes on a door that says pull. There was a competition. I did a rework of Tangerine Dream's Love on a Real Train from Risky Business, and asked you to try and guess which synth it was. It was Diva. Of course it was Diva. Imagine thinking it was something else. Some of you did. But those of you who got it right, well done. The ultimate winner, whose name got pulled out of the hat, was FJ Martin, or FJ Martin. I think they may be from a country where you pronounce it Martin. They can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, you've won a free copy of Gemini. Congratulations. So yeah, thanks for watching. I've had a blast. But we'll talk about that another time. So yes, so 2 walkthroughs down this morning in my hot studio. It's freezing cold outside, but the sun has made my studio very warm, so I'm going to enjoy flinging open the windows in a second and letting in all the terrible smells and noises from my neighbourhood. The ones that I'm not producing anyway. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back with some more stuff before the end of the year. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah. Once again, ta-ta. Bye-bye.